Marcie, congratulations on being inducted into California Wrestling Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you. I feel very honored.
Well, it's much deserved. You were really one of the pioneer women wrestlers, weren't you?
Yeah, there's definitely some women that came before me, but at the time that I wrestled, I was probably one of the youngest around for sure, and it was just me and a bunch of boys.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so my older brother wrestled, and we would go with him on the weekends to tournaments, and I would just wait for some open mat space, and then me and my sisters would have our own little wrestling tournament. After a couple of years of that, Dave Chapman approached me and said, "Do you want to start wrestling?" I said, "Yeah, I do." And so I was 8 years old, and he let me in the practice room.
Now, were you the only gal in there?
I was. Mm-hmm. And my mom, she was my wrestling partner.
Okay. She's the brave one.
Yeah.
What individual had the greatest impact in your wrestling?
Definitely Coach Chapman. I mean, the guy that had first approached me. I mean, looking back, he had quite an insight to come and think that everybody should be allowed the opportunity to wrestle if they want, and he thought that everybody could benefit from it. And so he helped me into the sport, and then he really guided me and protected me and make sure I had everything that I needed and that I was safe and comfortable and that wrestling was a place to learn and a place to grow.
That's great. How was it competing with the guys at Rim of the World? Were they good to you? Did they accept you pretty readily?
Yeah. So by the time I got to the high school, I'd been wrestling with them since I was 8 years old,
Okay.
so they were all good friends. And, you know, I mean, you really show your character in the wrestling room, so they knew that I worked hard and that I cared and that I wanted to win. I think they saw me as part of the team and somebody that could win matches.
Now, at the time, did they have separate women's divisions, or you competed with the boys at that time, right?
I did, but I also did compete on like cadet national teams, and
Okay. So
I
they're
made.
just getting that started.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'd made a couple cadet world teams then.
And did you have a wrestling idol growing up?
Yeah, so Shannon Williams was my biggest idol. I really looked up to her a lot. Yeah, so later in my career, I had lots of great coaches, and Terry Steiner was one of them, but I think the biggest contributing factor was Coach Izzy. So he was originally out of Yucca Valley.
I remember. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so my favorite memory and also my favorite match was when we were in high school and we wrestled for a CIF team title, and we went to Atascadero High School,
Okay.
and we made the finals against Atascadero, actually. And we beat them, and it was just like one of those memories where you're really involved in a team, and it's this team environment, and it's much better when you're competing not just for yourself, but for the whole group. There's lots of great memories, you know. I think that, like, for me, it was just a great time, like, after practice every day, living at the Olympic Training Center for 8 years, and all of us girls would hit the locker room, and then, you know, you have that little bonding time where you talk about how horrible the coaches are and how tired you are, and then you put on some music and you dance and sing, and those kinds of memories are what really sticks with me the most, is those friendships.
Yeah,
I think you're just so young, you're just a little naive about what all goes into it, and I think at the end of my career I got a lot more serious and realized the importance of sports psychology and nutrition and self-evaluating and really like reflecting on myself. I wish I would have done that earlier, because I think I would have had a lot more success if I had, but I learned and I did it, and I mean, that's what it's all about. Sometimes it takes a little longer to learn. I think it took me a little longer.
absolutely.
I would just, I think, constantly learn, you know, continue to find new resources, be a student of the sport, you know, listen and take in everything you can and really reflect on yourself and be honest with yourself. Like, are you really doing everything that you need to be doing? Are you really holding yourself accountable? Are you really being active and proactive about your nutrition and all those things, and just, you know, taking a deep look in and being honest with yourself about the choices you're making.
And what would you like people to remember about Marcie Van Dusen legend?
you know, just, I don't know, I hope they just remember me at some point in time.
Well, obviously somebody did, right?
Yeah.
That's why you're here tonight.
There we go.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
On being inducted in the Hall of Fame.
Thanks very much.